Hello everyone and welcome to Jesus Crepes and Coffee. Today's episode, we are continuing on in our mini series, and today we'll specifically be focusing on Bible study materials. I hope you're all having a beautiful, blessed day, and I'm hoping that as we go through our list of Bible study stuff, that it might help you in your journey to studying the Bible. You know, a big thing is trying to find good supplies that makes your Bible journey good and helpful. So I'm really looking forward to diving into it. The first thing I really want to share with y'all, if you are new to learning the Bible, is get yourself a good set of Bible tabs. These here are like a leather Bible tab, but there's so many kinds of Bible tabs you can purchase, like on Amazon, wherever. Christian stores, bookstores, I'm sure you can find some. By having a good set of Bible tabs, they have made it easier for me in my study. Because as you know, in our podcast, I flip around a lot. And if I know exactly where I need to go, it's easier for me to just flip around, see the tab I'm looking for, and to be able to go into it. So a good set of Bible tabs, I highly recommend. Now, my Bible, when I first bought this Bible, didn't have these tabs, and the edges were actually just like this plain brown paper, which is fine, but I wanted to add a little bit more structure. So the one thing with the Bible tabs and Bibles is the Bible pages are thinner, so they can be kind of easy to tear. So what I wanted to do is I wanted to add a little bit of structural integrity and kind of an aesthetic thing too, and I bought some good gold washi tape. And so on the page in the beginning of every book, I added in a beautiful gold edge here. Not only does it add structural integrity, but if I pinch my Bible close, you can see it kind of adds like that gold edging. It's very pretty. And I also like it because you can kind of see how thick and how thin some of the different books of the Bible are. Isn't that so cool? But that was just a generic, regular washi tape. This is a gold one. I really recommend it. It took me a little bit because I am very much a perfectionist when it came to adding the tape to my edges, because I wanted to make sure the thickness was on the same on both sides. And then I had to cut the corners to make it rounded just like my Bible. It was worth it though. They've really stood up. I highly recommend. Now, the next thing I do want to talk about, since we're already talking about it, washi tape. Get yourself some cool washi tape. I got this really big bulky pack, all sorts of colors, off of Amazon because it was cheaper. So one thing is yes, you can find washi tape at like Michael's, Hobby Lobby, your local craft stores, and that's cool, pretty neat. But I just wanted something not real fancy, just plain. I want plain colors, affordable, because in my Bible, I like to add tabs, right? So in here, like this, this is the Book of Ruth. I got, a map in here I wanted to add. So I used that washi tape to tape it into the page here so it stays on, different like pages, different people of the Bible, Naomi, Ruth, and so each one. It helps me put it in there. It holds up well. And it doesn't seem like it causes any damage to my pages. Now, granted, once I stick something in my Bible, I pretty much want it to stay there permanently. So I haven't really had to take it out. But it doesn't seem like it really damages my pages, and I really appreciate that. The next thing I really like to do, aside from adding character charts and stuff, because there's a lot of people in the Bible, and it's kind of hard to keep track of who all the people are. But I also really like to add maps. And I added these little tabs. I used Post-it notes, or not, 3x5 like note cards to when I printed out these maps, I put them on there so you can kind of see the back of it with clear, very clear, transparent tape. So the tabs will pull out and it doesn't interfere with my pages as I'm studying. I could flip along, and I have maps from all different areas of the Bible. For example, here's another one, and this is like Jesus's ministry. It folds out. It's like Jerusalem at the time of Jesus, a little bit more of his thing, all of this. So those ones, yeah, so Jesus's ministry, Jerusalem at the time of Jesus, and Palestine in the time of Jesus. So those are things I like to permanently have in my Bible. And as you guys have seen too, or if I find some neat artwork I want to tape in here that corresponds, like this is Mother Mary and Joseph and the birth of Jesus. I like adding artwork. I like pictures. I like color. So I add those in. But the washi tape has been really cool, and highly recommend some good washi tape if you want to put something in your Bible. The next big thing I use, as you can tell, is sticky notes. So I have really liked coming into these. They're like, I think like 1x2 sticky notes. Again, another multi-pack, lots of colors I got on Amazon, and they work really well because they don't take up as much space. I used to exclusively use, and I'll show you, there's like 4 different sizes I would use in my Bible. I used to exclusively use these, like the wide ones, but they take up a lot of like space on the Bible pages, and which is fine, I guess, but I really have liked switching down to like these smaller ones because they take up less landscape on the page. And by that, I'll kind of show you. So like, because you know your Bible page has 2 rows here, so that's one of my small ones that I'm showing you, and it takes up less space, unlike like the big post-it note that takes up a lot of landscape, a lot of space. So for me, now I'll keep these for like my, I created like a Bible book summary. So each book of the Bible, I have a summary, so I use those on. But I've been trying to transition all my sticky notes over to these little guys. I also used to really use these, which is like the little 1x3s. Those are pretty cool. And then I used to also use a lot more of these little ones. Now these, though, I specifically will use to tag like the top of my Bible. If there's people I know, I like to know favorite Bible verses, whatever. I'll put those in there so that way I can have a quick access to flip to. So I really recommend good sticky notes. Be careful when you buy your sticky notes and test them onto a page, maybe a blank page toward the end of your Bible, that you can see how the adhesive is, because I did buy a pack of sticky notes, some like generic, whatever brand they were, sticky notes, and the adhesive was very strong. So when I went to take it off, it was actually causing damage to my page. But if you stick with the like Post-it brand, I noticed those are good. I don't know what this brand is. These are the ones I'm using right now, and they don't damage my page. They come off very well, and the adhesive is great, so I'm able to like move it, stick it again, and it does well. And actually I like that these ones hang down at the bottom, because one thing I've learned is some of the sticky notes I've put in here, and if you like, if it opens inward, and I'm trying to see if I can find you an example. So like this, if it was facing the other way, they get bent, they come off. But the ones that hang down seem to hold up better as you're using your Bible. Now, the next thing that is very important to me that I really want to talk to you about, let me set my Bible here. A good journal, which you know, get yourself a good journal, because sometimes you might want to write a little bit more. You do studies, anything like that, you might want a little bit more security in. So I get a good journal. I highlight a lot, and I'll go over my highlighters here in a minute. But this is the back of my page. And I like to test them to make sure they don't like bleed through too much, because I do not like if you're highlighting something or using a marker and it bleeds through and it completely annihilates everything that's on the other side of that page. So, but get yourself a good journal. I got this at Walmart, $6. It's really good, sturdy. I really recommend a good journal. Now we're going to go into my writing materials. So I am a pen snob. Sorry, I am. I'm a pen snob. I can only write with one kind of pen. I write all the time. These pens right here, you guys, are my favorite pens on the entire planet. If they ever stop making these, I'm going to have to buy like 1,000 pack of them, because they're comfy. They got a nice grip on them. Comfort if you're a big writer. It's a ballpoint. Sorry, it's hard to see. 1.4. So it's not a super fine point. I don't like the fine points. I like this one. It's a little bit wider. The ink is amazing. Some ink, when you're writing, it can smear. You know, like as your hand goes over it and you get ink on your hand, or it smears across your page. These pens do not do that. I cannot write with other pens. It can only be with these pens. See, comfort grip, stands out, comfortable, bold. Amazing. I get these at Walmart. I think it might be $5 or $4. I think it's $4 for this pack. They last a long time. Highly, highly, highly recommend. Get you a good pen. You will not go back once you find yourself a pen that you love. Get it. Okay. So the next thing here I want to show y'all is my highlighters. I am also a highlighter snob. There's a lot of highlighters, and this is just personal preference, but I appreciate pastel highlighters. Pastels. These are the Bic brand Bright Liner Grip. And see, there you go, if you can see. Highly, 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 highly recommend. And the reason I say this, and I'll show you in a second, I really don't use the purple because the purple is a little bit too dark in my Bible. But these don't bleed through my Bible pages. My Bible pages are thin. And if there is a little bit of bleed through for some reason, like when you first set it down to highlight, you might get a little more ink. But it's not, you can't tell. And let me show you. I tested it out onto a blank page in my Bible. Give me 1 second here. I want to show you. You know, like a page that you can test out, like something that's got some extra space. So like here, you see how I've tested it. The bottom layer is my highlighters, and the top layer is another marker I use. Now let's flip over, and I'll show you the bleed through. Sorry, I'm trying to do this without dropping this. 1 second. So this is the back. So it's, you know, very minimal, very minimal. And I'm trying to show you a spot in my Bible that I used them in. But like once I actually like, okay, here is in Genesis. So I covered, or I did rainbow when God made the covenant with Noah. See, it's very minimal. It's not bad, and actually this light is making it look more than it is. It's very minimal. I highly, highly, highly recommend this because I have tried other highlighters and they bleed through and they're dark and they ruin the other side of your pages. So if you're looking for yourself a good highlighter, get these. Walmart has them. And now I notice the new packs are actually like eliminating the purple and giving you 2 pinks instead of the purple. It's a little too dark. The 2 pinks. I think this is like $5 too, but these last quite a long time. Now, another set of marker that I use, but I do not use these in my Bible. I use these in my study journal because they're so cool. Plus, I'm very OCD, so like once I start using an item, I like to keep it the same. So in my journals, I use these. These are the Sharpie S Notes creative markers is what they're called. These work really, really well. They're very light. They have not much bleed through either. Highly recommend these. Just a couple bucks. I didn't think I was really going to like them as much as I do. But now these are exclusively used in my journal, my Bible study journals. Really recommend these. And hold on one second. And to kind of show you, so back to this page on this is both of these are like the highlighters and the Sharpie marker, but on a normal journal page, they don't really bleed through. So I really love those. The final thing here I do want to show is get yourself a good book light. See this little guy? I got him for $5 on Amazon. He doesn't require batteries. Plug it into a regular, like I have an adapter in my house, like a wall adapter that takes this and charges it. The battery life is crazy. It lasts forever. Literally $5. But look, it's got different light options. And you can adjust the brightness. And you can do that for each one. Each one has a different brightness level. For me, I really am a book nerd. Love books. Love books. And when I need a little bit extra light, or if I'm looking at maps and I need something a little bit more sturdy, that's the one that I use. Highly recommend this book light. Amazon, $5, easy peasy. But anyway, that's kind of a summary of all the Bible study tools that I use. I hope it helps you. Please let me know, what do you use in your Bible as a Bible study tool? I'm always looking for new supplies, new things, so I would love to know your recommendations. And if you have any questions, please let me know, or if you need me to link any of this stuff, I can. I'll try to find it and link it all for you if you're interested. But as always, thank you so much for joining me in our mini series, and we will see you tomorrow. Bye. God bless you all. I love you so much. Bye.